Are your fish skinny, lack of colors, and just plain don't look healthy? Have you tested all your water parameters and everything's in check? Maybe your fish suffer from malnutrition. Hi, I'm Rochelle from Quebec CICHLIDS, your local fish store in Terrebonne, Quebec, right outside of Montreal. Today, we will be talking about food. I will explain to you what you need to know in order to make the right decisions for your fish. First of all, keep in mind that every fish food is different. You can't just go to the pet store, grab the first food that's the cheapest, and expect it to be the same quality as the higher end brands. Feeding higher quality foods has a direct impact on your fish health, its longevity, and the amount of waste in your water. Take for instance African cichlids. Their feces should be liquid. If you see an aquarium of African cichlids and they have feces and you see them, what that means is that they are not digesting properly their food. Either you're feeding too much or the quality is too low. Now don't be fooled by the label or the writing on the box. Just because it says it's for cichlids doesn't mean it's the ideal for cichlids. Take for example a very popular brand here in Quebec that was marketing a food for African cichlids, and they put a Pseudotropheus demasoni, a known herbivore, on their box. When you take the box and you read the ingredients, you find out that there is absolutely no algae whatsoever in that food. It's just fish meal laced with wheat. Another misconception is that fish will only eat food that is appropriate for their diet. Keep in mind, you are feeding fish that are being kept in a little glass box. They depend 100% on you to feed them healthy food, and they will trust you with their lives. They will eat whatever you put in it. Even if it's a herbivore, he will eat carnivore food. Because it's in his ecosystem, he just assumes he can eat it. Now that we know all this, I'm going to show you how to look past these labels to be able to take good decisions. The first step to feeding your fish the appropriate food, and now you're going to think I'm a broken record because I say this a lot, is you're going to have to do some research. Different fish have different needs in proteins and fats. Protein can come from either animal, marine, or vegetable sources. Herbivores require a diet that has a lot of algae in it and little marine protein. Omnivores require a diet with a good balance between algae and marine proteins. Carnivores require a diet that is mainly marine protein with a bit of algae anyways. Let's face it, if they eat a herbivore or a shrimp, that shrimp was probably feeding on algae. So don't forget that the carnivore still needs some algae in his diet, but a little. Just a little bit. Avoid mammal proteins like beef at all costs. These are extremely hard to digest even for carnivores. Because don't forget, even though they are carnivore, they live underwater. So what they hunt are fish or shrimp. They don't hunt cows. Usually beginners, when they start to look at the food they're feeding, they will look at the nutritional values. Unfortunately, these are way too easily manipulated to give the right amount. You could technically take a leather jacket, shove it in a blender, and calculate the amount of protein that's in there. Let's say it's the right amount for you, what you need. Are you really going to eat that leather jacket? What you're going to want to look at are the ingredients. The higher quality the ingredients are, the easier they are to digest, produce less waste, and are just better at keeping your fish's digestive system healthy. So when you're listing ingredients, you always put the ones that have the higher quantity at first. So what you're going to want to look at are the first 5 ingredients especially. What you want in these first 5 ingredients is this. For fish who need marine protein, you're going to want krill meal, mysis, brine shrimp, shrimp meal, whole salmon meal. Anything whole is better. If it's not written whole, what it is usually is just the innards. So all the good meat is taken out, used elsewhere, and they just take what the company will discard. For vegetable protein, you're going to want to look for spirulina, kelp, or pea protein. Marine protein, you're going to want to avoid fish meal. Now this is just the parts of the fish, but none of the good ones. Lower quality vegetable proteins are more widely used, so try to avoid them in the first 3 or 4 ingredients especially: wheat, potato, corn, and yeast. There is absolutely nothing in these ingredients that I just mentioned that is good for your fish and that can easily be digested and helps for their development. Of course, we would love to eat poutine every day, but lucky for our bodies, we know better. So my suggestion is for fresh water to feed pellets in the morning because it's a heartier meal, gives that energy and all those fats to burn all day, and to feed flake food in the evening. Once to twice a week, you can feed freeze-dried or frozen food as a treat and just to add variety. For the saltwater aquarium, I like to feed mainly frozen food and pellets once or twice a week in the morning, and in the evening I feed flake foods. It's so easy to feed too much. Because of this, I don't use the 2-minute rule because it's too easy to just have food wasting away in your aquarium. Especially when you have African cichlids, because they will eat, they will fill their mouths up even if they're not hungry, but what you don't notice is they'll spit it out later because they're not able to eat anymore. Try to imagine the size of their bellies compared to their body. Their body is this big, their belly is very tiny. They don't need that much food. Usually for pellets, I use 2 to 3 pellets in the morning per fish. So that's usually what I count. They will eat more. Trust me, if you put 5 or 6, their stomach will grow and they will eat more. But they will also pollute more because the more that goes in, the more that comes out. For flake food, I will try a different variety of the 2-minute rule. So I will take a tiny pinch and put it in the aquarium. If everyone came to eat, that's perfect. If not everybody came to eat and there's no food left, then you can put another pinch of food. Of course, if you put too much food and in the beginning, they won't be able to eat it all. So wait a little, about 2 minutes, and if they haven't eaten it, take your net and take it out because that will just be eaten by the filter and it will pollute your aquarium, raising your nitrates. We are so careful about what we eat, what our cats and dogs eat, our other pets. It should be the same for fish. Over the last few years, many new brands have been appearing on the market and raising the bar for fish food. They are challenging the old brands to update their recipes with new and healthier ingredients. So that's it for today. If you like this video, leave me a thumbs up or a comment in the section below. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and I have a great website packed with information. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and I'll be seeing you very soon. Bye-bye!